Just to start then, Mark, congratulations. Why did you decide to go for Motherwell?
Because I had already become a little bit fed up of doing the same job, if you like. The last couple of jobs I've done have been Wolves, Millwall, Brighton have been Championship, First Division Championship, that sort of cycle, and I feel as if I've proven I can do that job. That's become a little bit old hat, so I was looking for something different, so I was kind of looking abroad and I was sort of stretched my horizons a little bit. So when the opportunity came to work in Scotland, I've not worked here since I was a Celtic player, it just seemed an obvious choice.
Is this at the next level then, you think, to come to an SPL club?
Oh, I think so. I think that working in the Premier League in any country has got to be better than working in any second league in any country, so I think that it's a big day for me coming and working at this level. I've been taking teams to Pittodrie and to Parkhead and Ibrox and Easter Road, and these are all great places to play football, so I can assure you that's a lot better than a lot of places in the Championship and a lot of places in the First Division, certainly.
Yeah, and coming home to Scotland, as you say, to familiar territory, did you speak to many people up here about the state of the game and about Motherwell?
Well, I'm kind of aware of the state of the game. I follow Scottish football. Probably I've followed it even more closely since Gordon Strachan's been back at Celtic. But I've been to games last year in the SPL. It's not that long since I've been to a game here. And certainly since I considered taking the job, I've taken counsel from all sorts of people in the Scottish game and reassured myself that I'm making the right decision, and there's not been one single person that I know that involved at a high level in the Scottish game and who know the English game who haven't said that it's a great opportunity for me, so that's why I'm here.
So what challenges do you think lie ahead here at football?
Well, they finished 10th and they had a poor season by all accounts last season, so to improve on that. The financial state in Scotland is such that you have to be imaginative, you have to be inventive, and you have to work hard to improve players and to find players. So all of that's a challenge. If we're going to improve the team from 10th position, and people are talking about success being the top 6, that seems to be the sort of benchmark that's been set now in Scottish football, that if you make the top 6 for any clubs outside of obviously the Old Firm, then that's reasonable success. So to achieve that, we need to improve, and we have to bring in players, we have to improve the players we have here. That is a major challenge given the financial level that we're working at.
Well, there's obviously scope then to bring in players. How much money or how many players do you think you'll be able to look for, or is it more a focus on youth?
I can't really answer that, but there's no doubt that one of the reasons I came was because there is the ability to bring in some players. Nobody's in any doubt here that that's what's needed, and how many that will be partly to do with what I find I already have, and obviously the finances that I have at my disposal, which are not entirely defined, but there is scope to improve the squad and to bring in players.
I suppose a lot of the fans will be thinking about up front to bring in strikers, which are yourself, but now they've lost Richie Ford and Scott McDonald are away. Do you see that as a key area?
I think that is the priority. I'm a believer that any team, whether you're Celtic, Rangers, Barcelona, whoever you are, you're only as good as your strikers. We need somebody who can keep the ball for us, but we need somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net. If there are people here who can fit that role, or part of that role, then that'll be fantastic. But we will be out looking for people that can improve us in a team, and that's the first line we'll be looking at.
You'll know as well, as you were saying, working in Championship teams is to working within a defined budget as to how. So you've already got experience of doing that and taking teams forward. And is that how do you go about doing that?
Well, what I hopefully bring is a knowledge of where there are players, and then make sure that any funds that we have, we maximise, that we get players at the right value, whether it's wages or transfers or loans or whatever it is, we get full value for any funds that we have available. And obviously my time spent in England and my time spent in Europe as well, I have contacts there where hopefully, we can maybe look to contacts to bring in some players, even if it is loans, which can, help to excite the punters a little bit. We've got to give them something to want to come here for. It's all very well expecting them to be dying-hard Motherwell supporters, but they come here and they expect to be entertained and they expect to be given something back. So it's our job to do that. We're here to work for the supporters, and my job is to excite them and to get them to want to come back.
You mentioned inside as well, I don't know if it was tongue-in-cheek, about how you feel you've been in England for the past 17 years, manager, that maybe people hadn't thought about you, or you hadn't been on the radar for jobs up here.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. While I've had 5 jobs down there, and in that period I've had some success. I don't ever feel as if anyone up here really paid me much attention, So yeah, I think it's a good opportunity now for me to show people what I'm made of. Even looking at it from coming to this job and looking at what people were saying, on the web and all that things, which is not something I normally do. But I was trawling for information about the football club and what people thought about what was happening at the football club, and then along with that came, comments on me. And the one thing that struck me is that people don't know me. People don't know me. So the one thing I'll say to the supporters is, get to know me before you make, a judgment of what I am, or whether I should be here, or the job I'm going to do. Watch what I do, but, get to know me before you judge.
You're saying you've signed a 3-year contract as well, so that gives you time then to get in and let people get to know you. Are there any targets being set as to what you have to achieve?
No. I think that everyone here feels like it was a disappointing season for whatever reason last year, and we've got to try and improve in that, and as I said already, we'll be working overtime to try and improve in that and try and find out why we only finished 10th, if it was the best effort, or can we improve with the players we have, and can we bring in others, as we've said.
Do you feel the past Motherwell managers, with Terry Butcher, who was so well liked at the club, also Maurice Malpass, who was a very well respected manager, but as you say, it didn't go too well. Do you feel already, as you say, the fans will be waiting for you to be the best?
I think when the board appoint any manager, the fans will expect them to have made a good decision for them. So I think that the fans will be looking at me, and I've just stood here and defended my kind of record, if you like, and told you that I've had some success in England, and they'll say, well, that's fine, well, now show us what you can do, so that's a pressure that goes with the job, and I've got no fear of that. As I say, what I do ask is that they will see me working very, very hard. They will see activity, hopefully, around the squad, and they judge me on that, and not any perceptions about what I may or may not be.
How did you feel as well that your assistant manager, Scott, was already appointed? Because often managers bring in their own assistant manager.
Well, you only have to, if you look at my record going to Millwall and going to Brighton, my last 2 jobs, for example, I inherited a coaching staff there which I was quite prepared to do. What people have to realise nowadays, it's very difficult to get back in the game. If you go out of the game, it's very difficult to get back in, and I think it's morally wrong for a manager to go in and clear out good people. And I've not done that. So I've went into Millwall, I've went into Brighton, I've inherited people, and I've worked with them. If they're not good enough, I will get rid of them. I expect Scott to be good enough. If he's not, I'll get rid of him. He knows that, everyone knows that, but it won't be like that. He'll be fine, and so therefore I have no fear or no qualms about working with people already.
Okay, so it's a positive start then in the next few weeks, getting into pre-season and
we've got to make it a positive start. We've got to bring a kind of positive slant to it, and I think we do that by the squad starting well. We've got to start the season well, and we've got to get them into shape and into a frame of mind, a positive frame of mind for the first game at Love Street, and go and try and win it.